Store sells 5 pounds of apples for $3.50. How much would you pay for 2 pounds of apples? So we're going to make a ratio again. So the ratio will be 5 pounds. First, I'm going to start by pounds over cost. $1 over cost. So it equals 5 pounds over $3.50 equals 2 pounds over X. So then again, we're going to cross multiply. 350 times 2 is 7. And then cross multiply 5 and X equals 5X. Divide both sides by 5. Divide by 5. X will equal $1.40. I'm just going to make sure because I just eyed that. 5 into 7. Just use your calculator, though. When you do this, you use your scientific calculator. Yep, $1.40. So the answer is C. The first one, Cassie earns $15 each day she works, plus a flat rate of $50. That could be the answer, but let's read some of the others. Because $15 each day, that translates to 15D. That's right. And then the flat rate of $50, that translates to the plus 50. So that could be right. And then for letter B, Cassie earns $15 for every purchase she sells at her job. And what is M, the total amount she earns in 100 months? That doesn't really make sense. So we know it can't be that one because 100 is not even any of the values that we were given. And letter C, Cassie earns $50 each day. She works plus a flat rate of 15. So that would $50 each day would translate to 50D, and there is no 50D in the equation, so it cannot be that one either. Cassie earns D amount of dollars for every 15 items she sells. She makes $50 per day at her job. So there it is again, the $50 per day translates to 50D, and that cannot be the answer because it's 15D, not 50D. And then for letter E, Cassie earns D amount of dollars for every 50 items she sells. She makes $15 per day at her job. That's $15 per day at her job. That sounds right. But the problem is there is no flat rate, so it cannot be E because it has to be somewhere in the wording has to be a plus 50 as a flat rate, and there is not one for letter E. So the answer is letter A. There are 10 yellow counters and 15 red counters in a bag. What is the probability of picking a yellow counter from the bag? So there are 10 yellow. So 10 yellow. And there are 15 red. What is the probability of picking a yellow counter? So there's 25 total counters. Total. So to figure out the probability of yellow, it would be yellow over the total. So yellow is 10 over the total is 25. So we have to reduce it. So 5 goes, if we want to reduce it, we know both are divisible by 5. So the answer is 2 over 5. So the answer is 2/5. I should have put that in yellow, but that's okay. So we know the answer is 2/5. So a spinner with the numbers 1 to 15 is spun. What is the probability of a spinner landing on a prime number? Okay, prime numbers have factors only one in itself. So the first prime number from 1 through 15 is, actually, I'm going to just number 1 through 15, and then I'm going to circle the ones that are prime numbers. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the first prime number is 2 because you can only get 2 by multiplying 2 times 1. Second prime number is 3 because that's 3 times 1. That's the only way you can get 3. 5 is 5 times 1. 7 is 7 times 1. 8, there's multiple ways to get 8, multiple ways to get 9, multiple ways to get 10. There's only one way to get 11, 11 times 1. There's only one way to get 13, 13 times 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 15. 6 out of 15. Remember, we have to, 6 out of 15. And remember, we should reduce it. So we know that 3 goes into 6 2 times. And we know that 3 goes into 15 5 times. So the answer is 2/5. Letter A. So for this particular problem, we move the decimal so that the decimal lands between 7 and the 5, because that number has to be between 1 and 9. So it can't be, so actually all of the answers have it there. So we see that this is a really, really small number. So it's going to be times 10 to the however many places we move, but let's count that. So we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's going to be times 10 to the negative 10 because we moved it 10 places. So the answer is B. We know that this figure is a rectangle, and if AC is 6, then we know BD is also 6. And if we know the perimeter is 34, we know that AC and BD, put them together, you get 12. And then we know that the other two sides have to be a total of 22. So two sides have to be a total of 22. What does one side have to be? 11. So AB is 11 and CD is 11. So we know that AB, they want to know what AB is. Letter is D. So we have a right triangle. Right triangle whose legs are 5 and 12. And we have to know what the hypotenuse is. So it's C. Remember, right triangles are A squared plus B squared equals C squared to find the hypotenuse. So A squared is 5 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared. 25 plus 144 equals C squared. 25 plus 144 is 169 equals C squared. And then we take the square root of 169 equals square root. So C equals 13. And it is actually a Pythagorean triple. I think I talked to you about Pythagorean triples before. So 5, 12, 13 is a Pythagorean triple. So anytime you see legs of 5 and 12, you should know that the hypotenuse is going to be equal to 13. So A is 13. The length of each leg of an isosceles triangle is 17 centimeters. The perimeter is 62 centimeters. What is the length of the base? So a isosceles triangle has two sides being equal. So we know side 17, one side is 17, one leg is 17. Then we know that the other leg is 17 because both opposite sides are equal there. So if we know that the whole perimeter, we just have to find out x. And if we know the entire perimeter is 62, and we know that two sides are 17 plus 17, we just subtract. We do 17 times 2 is 34. So we subtract the 34, and we get 28. So we know that this leg of the base actually equals 28. So the answer is C. So again, we just subtracted each leg, and once you subtract each leg, you're left with the length of the base. Okay, which number is not expressed in scientific notation? And we have to know that the number has to be between 1 and 10, that you are multiplying 10 times the exponent. So for instance, is 6 between 1 and 10? Yes. So that's okay. Is 0.25 between 1 and 10? It is not. So the answer is B. And 1.5 is between 1 and 10. So the answer is not C. 5.2 is between 1 and 10. So that is written properly. 4.2 is between 1 and 10. So the answer is B because it is not. This number is not between 1 and 10. So that is not expressed in scientific notation.